the way that I am. They're lucky I have a shirt on. Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norgrove. We've got Wife with me, and see Finn down there, maybe sort of. Kasha's the one that's going to be making all the noise while you watch us do this. But so this is our review of the Broadway play or show. I don't know what the proper term is for it.
I think it's Broadway musical.
That's even more useless to me. Hamilton. Which obviously you surmised by the title. Whatever. So this last Sunday we got to see Hamilton. We watched the. We were at the 1 p.m. showing of Hamilton at the Orpheum in San Francisco, which is awesome. Just in case you time travelers want to come up and say hi and ruin
the time-space continuum, as it were.
No, I mean whatever. It works out. Maybe I'm saying this because somebody said they were from the future and said hi to us. Wow.
You'll never know
Super
unless you're that guy.
But no, it was. We had a great time. We spent the weekend in San Francisco. At this point in time, our vlog was already uploaded. What's with that sweet pan zoom? I learned that today. I'm real proud of it, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. So
we've been fans of Hamilton since pretty much the musical opened. John introduced it to me, and I very quickly became obsessed with it and passed that deep, deep sickness within my soul onto everyone that I know. Yeah. So because of me, there's actually several other people that are going to go and see Hamilton. I had very high expectations for what Hamilton was going to be, primarily because I was like fangirling to like the nth degree. I don't even know how I kept it inside me. I was like fangirling so much I was vibrating.
Yeah, oh my god. No,
and
it was so exciting.
It exceeded my expectations on many, many levels.
Yeah. So okay, so oh yeah, absolutely. So all right, so just to organize the nature of this conversation. So first things, the theater. And in the lesser and greater extent, the whole entire city of San Francisco. But the Orpheum Theater is beautiful.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. Chandelier in the center is beautiful. There's like half a million lions
all the way
carving.
around.
Yeah. Oh man.
The scroll work on the ceiling of the theater.
Well, not even just inside, even in the like hallways and stuff. There was still that very classical vibe. It was super, super nice.
It felt like you were in the right place, being dressed up all fancy, which we decided to do.
Yeah, we did do that fancy dress up.
We knew that we could go watch it, wearing whatever, but we actually don't get to dress up fancy very often, so we decided to go fancy.
Thank you, Kasha. I'm a real lazy Mason, so I don't go to events nearly as much as I once did. But, yeah, absolutely beautiful. We dressed fancy. I wore my great kilt and like a tie and a scarf and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Julie wore her that handmade or that
the dress that I made.
Dress that she made
with the metallic flowers.
That was fun. The Orpheum was beautiful. We spent the weekend in San Francisco in Japantown. Kabuki Hotel's fantastic. So it was all in all a good show. So we went through line. We never really waited in line.
No,
we didn't have to go through security or anything. Although I did have a security guard come up to me. I was wearing my great kilt and so I'm wearing paint the picture. Or I'm wearing my great kilt, kilt hose. I've got a dress shirt on, black tie. I've got like a really nice scarf that I got from the
so fancy.
What is that? That's the Scottish military like veteran
guys.
Association. Yeah, I buy some schwag from them every year to support them. I don't remember the name either. But like really nice. And this security guard comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, listen, I love the traditional garb." He's like, "You're not going full traditional with wearing a you call it a dagger?"
Yeah, he called
wearing
it a dagger.
or anything. And I was like, "No, I don't have a dagger on my socks." He's like, "All right, cool, man. I just wanted to check in." And I was like, "All right."
Fun fact, later on we realized that we both had pocket knives on us.
Yes,
because
like super low key, it was an accident. We didn't even realize it until way later.
We were not about to shank some dude at Hamilton.
No. I mean, maybe if it made sure that the play went on, but that's whatever. No, but so all right, so that happened. Then we go inside, we get drinks. First of all, we see the line for schwag. It is huge,
enormous,
just enormous. We're not waiting in that. We'll go in during intermission or after the show, whatever. So we go get drinks
because there was no line there, and why not?
Yeah, so we go get drinks, right? So we ordered 2 drinks. They had like themed drinks, so I got the.
You got the Founding Fathers Old Fashioned, and I don't know what the twists were. And I had the Loyalist Mule because I love me some mules, doesn't matter what kind they are.
Moscow, Mexico City, yeah. France. I don't know.
I don't know what other
I don't know what other mules there are. Yeah.
What would run
the gray kind?
A pirate mule?
Pirate mule. Yeah, but
anyway, we got the drinks.
So we got the drinks,
which were incredibly boozy.
Yeah. All right. So we get the drinks, and the guy's like, "Listen, during intermission, everybody want drinks. So like you can pre-game them, buy the drinks. We'll just have them ready for you." And we're like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So we buy 4 drinks. The guy's like, "All right, $4." Excuse me, that's wrong. $40. And I'm like, "All right, cool. I would pay $4, no problem." He's like, no, $40. And I go to swipe the card, and he's like, no, hold on a second. $60. I was like, are we playing a game here? Because I'll pay you $4. I don't know about this 60
He was
bullshit.
Just so enamored of John's kilt that, like, he forgot to hit total.
He literally didn't total up the cost of 4 drinks.
Twice in a row. He just didn't get it. But we had the drinks waiting for us at intermission, and it was fantastic.
Oh, my God.
Although we had to drink the drinks very quickly.
We went downstairs. So, like, intermission, go to the bathrooms, come downstairs to pick up the drinks, and it is, like, shoulder to shoulder, tits to asses, fucking people. Like, straight up, like Romero's zombie horde level density. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was just crazy. And I'm just like, I just walk straight up into, like, a little crack alleyway between the booze line and the swag line, and I just walk up and I'm like, those are mine, and the guy's like, fuck, I don't care, whatever, dude, we're super busy. So I take the 2 drinks and boom, money. It was like, if you go to the theater and they offer that service, fucking take it, even if it costs money. Take it.
It's worth it.
I don't know. There's no way we would have been able to finish our drinks in time.
There's no way.
If we had waited in that line.
Because you can't bring drinks into the theater.
Yeah, you have to buy these little like $8, $12 like plastic
tumblers.
sippy cups.
Yeah, they're plastic sippy cups. Legitimately, look it up. SHN sippy cup, maybe plastic cup.
Maybe, yeah. It was, dude, it was so crazy looking.
But we saw the show on the balcony because I'm incredibly short, and sitting on the mezzanine or the orchestra level was always really difficult for me because there's always some tall ass motherfucker in front of me.
Yeah.
And tall to me is like taller than me, which is like all of you except for maybe 6 people, right?
Yeah.
So
but
I got balcony seats, and the balcony seats were fantastic.
Because you got to see it a little bit more top down, so you could see the whole stage.
It was like watching it in a TV.
Yeah, I felt
it was like we shrunk tiny people.
I mean, in all reality, it was the same size as if you were sitting in a good sized theater.
Yeah.
You know, like movie theater kind of thing. No, it was absolutely fantastic. The seats were awesome. They're tiny seats, but they were fun. Like super fantastic seats. And it was great. Like, I mean, in hindsight, I feel that the show went by really fast.
It did. I felt like it went by really fast.
While it was happening, it was just like
time seemed to stop.
Oh yeah,
and also the atmosphere of the theater, because so many people were there and were so excited to be there, us included. Like, I was trying to hold it in.
There was a line to take a picture
in front of the star
painting that says Hamilton on the wall.
And the ladies that took our picture in line behind us. This is outside on the street.
People were just trading phones. You take my picture, I take your picture.
People were just trading phones. It was a beautiful sight. Yeah. And the ladies were like, I'm just trying not to cry. And I was like, I know, I wore waterproof makeup just in case, because I really did for that reason.
Yeah.
So we finally get in, and the atmosphere is just supercharged because everyone's so excited to be there. It was like going to a concert, but it was so much more so because the level of excitement was like off the charts.
Yeah.
But,
well, and like, you don't think about it because modern movie theaters don't rely on great audio tuning. They rely on like big powerful speakers and all this kind of stuff. But it's like you're in there and you can feel the din. And you can hear the din of all the people like talking and oh my god, blah, blah, before it starts. But it wasn't loud like in a concert hall or in a theater. It was like very subdued, and it's not like anybody was talking quietly. The people around us were talking at a standard pitch, but it was just that the room was tuned so perfectly, you know, and it gives you that atmosphere when the person on stage talks. It's not like, oh, did that person say something? There's not even a hint of a decrease in volume. It's like as though I was right here and talking to you, and he's all the way down there on stage. You know what I mean? So
and
it was
there's
like
no one else in the room.
Yeah. It was absolutely fantastic. It's such a beautiful theater. You know, small seats, but whatever.
So we would definitely see something else there again.
Yeah, we're actually thinking of seeing Aladdin. Orpheum, if you watch this, give us tickets to Aladdin.
Hey.
Just in case this is the one that makes me super famous.
Dirty Rotten Things or something like that. I've heard good things about it.
Oh, the
haven't
play.
listened
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
Anyway, enough about the venue. Let's talk about Hamilton.
All right.
Who do you feel stole the show?
All right, so Aaron Burr stole the show, but all right, there's two caveats with that. One, the guy that played Aaron Burr was moving, right? Like the asshole cocky scenes of Aaron Burr were absolutely fantastic, but there's also a couple of Burr songs that are like incredibly emotional, and this dude was just
up.
dude, he brought the feels.
Yeah.
Like he was he was one of the people that hit
up
me when he sang.
when he did The Room Where It Happens. Not only was he impeccable with his timing and his musical ability, but also
the
the dancing was fantastic. But I am not a person who tears up watching things, but watching him do it, you felt like he really wanted to be in the room where it happened.
Like he felt betrayed about not being part of the inner circle. It was so emotional
that I was just like, hold it in, be an adult, and you could just hear people sniffling around you, and I'm like, hold it.
Yeah.
Hold it in, and I did.
It was so. Oh my God, no! He was absolutely fantastic, and also, he's the narrator of the whole story, which is fantastic because it gives him this sort of duality of character, where he's this very poignant, period, like psychologically period person that's trying to sort of. Like figure, he wants
it's
all
kind
this
of like
success,
watching a movie where the person is a character and also a narrator.
Yeah, well, it's like his whole character is this desire to help, but he doesn't want to risk putting all of his eggs in one basket.
Yeah, he's very resigned.
He doesn't. In the way that he
wants to stay as
things.
Neutral as possible. There's a lot of. I mean, if you've listened to Hamilton,
like you know.
If you haven't, why are you watching this?
And
what
also
is
go
wrong
listen.
with you?
Listen,
also go listen to Hamilton.
Quit your job.
What is
divorce
also
your wife,
wrong with you?
Abandon your family.
Steal it off the internet.
Watch Hamilton.
Stand around a burning trash can in the downtown area. I don't care what you have to do. Go see Hamilton. Go listen to Hamilton. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Oh my God, absolutely fantastic.
I felt that Aaron Burr stole the show also
he was
because
so good.
Well, and he felt like he really wanted it. Like, when you watch, really when you watch anything, but in particular people acting live in front of you, you can see people that are kind of just like resting on their laurels. Like, they know they're good. They're not trying at 125%. But Aaron Burr was killing it at like 150%.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
And it was
so good.
so amazing
so
to see.
good.
I actually liked this Aaron Burr better than the recordings Aaron Burr.
Yeah, I think this one was much more
fantastic
emotional. This one was it was like raw. It was way more emotional when he sang. It was really good. Like hyper special shout out to Hercules Mulligan.
Oh, Hercules Mulligan,
Dude,
number
he's
2.
Played he's played by a bigger guy, so that already speaks to me in the soul.
A bigger brown guy.
And fat area, but anytime he's on stage and he's singing, like he's looking fly as shit. Right, his singing voice is immaculate.
He's got
the secret,
dope rhymes.
Yeah,
he's got amazing
he's hitting the flow. Yeah,
but he's like getting it on the dance floor.
His dance, like it's like, oh, listen, this guy's got a good voice and he's got dope rhymes and he's got good flow and he's got great timing and all this kind of stuff and looks fly as hell. And you're like, I don't care about any of that shit. Are you looking at him dance right now? Or
he's
some other
dancing
motherfucker
like
singing?
he's in a mid-90s music video. It's amazing.
During the wedding song, right? Everybody's dancing, everybody's like moving around, and it's very like this like organized, like traditional dancing kind of a thing, and like everybody's dancing, and then the song takes a shift, and the women move behind the men, like as a exchange of lead for that particular part of the song. And Burr, like the moment the like backup dancer who was pretending to be who was like the lady in that scene, who's behind him, he's grinding
on
her with his
but
booty,
like on the side,
like,
it's
it was amazing. But it was all, like the whole show. Anytime he was on stage, like this like low key side shit was happening like that, where like everybody else is like talking and doing like that like classic like 90s hip hop thing, which I kind of love. And he's in the back just like. And he's the biggest guy on stage by far.
Well, but also they really picked a character, a person who was able to really bring that character for life. I don't know if that's how he is as a person.
I hope he was dope like that.
If he's not, he's that good of an actor that it just seems like he's that kind of person.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, Lafayette.
Lafayette was dope.
He was so good. I wanted him to have like some more Southern French kind of tang, like almost Gambit-y, but Lafayette Creole. Was fantastic.
Yeah, super good. I mean, you know what? So Lafayette is one of those parts where it has less songs, less words, but you have that one big precipice that makes it harder than anything else, and that's Guns and Ships.
Yeah, the fast rap song.
So Guns and Ships, if you have not heard this, set a new world record for the largest number of words in the shortest amount of time in a Broadway show. And the previous record was held for something like 80 years or 100 years or some absurd thing like that. And Guns and Ships is a hard song. And it's a nice simple flow, but it's very wordy. And on top of those words, you're trying to do it with a French accent. You know, it's like, I mean, I sing along with music when I listen to music, and it's like it's one of those like in kind of songs, you know.
Yeah. But he also had like a low key cocky air. Like Lafayette acted like a cocky general. He wasn't a cocky guy, but a cocky general.
Yeah, he was real like
very well.
I'm pretty dope. Look at all this stuff I've done.
Yeah.
What's up? You know, hey, how's your mama kind of thing. But no, it was no. He was awesome. So Burr, Mulligan, Lafayette. Oh my God, the King.
The King. Oh, okay. So first of all, let me just share with you, world, that the King song is my favorite song.
After watching it, yeah.
It was my favorite song beforehand. I love his songs so much. So when he came out, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, murdering poor Jonathan. It's happening right now, and I can't even contain myself. And it was so funny because the King was this character that's just kind of there. He's just kind of singing. He's very like reserved, and as the songs go on, because he has 3 refrains of essentially the same song, or 3 reprises, that is, of the same song, that each time he gets a little more unbuttoned and a little more unbuttoned and a little more unbuttoned. But it was so wonderful to listen to him sing. Excuse me, the songs that are my favorite songs out of all of them. Well, and the part where he goes, "I'm so blue," and he stamps, and the lights turn blue on the ground where they weren't previously blue before. It was amazing.
Yeah. He was very like, in you know, he obviously got more like less. He got less professional as the show went on, but even in those times, he was very stoic with this just like edge of like flamboyance, but like extremist like theater flamboyance, you know, where he's like walking and like he starts singing and it's like he's not really doing the hands, but he's got like a low key shoulder thing,
you can see the shoulder
and then he
thing,
decides to step out and he's like stepping in and he's like kind of getting it. It was really cool. No, he was awesome. The whole show was just
the
phenomenal.
End, he does this. He participates in one of the songs, which was fantastic. That's the Adams Papers.
Yeah. And he was just like, I will watch this. And there's this scene where he's, you know, everybody's, you know, he's finishing his song, and he's like walking towards the side to like kind of sit in the wings and see what happens. And this redcoat like grabs a chair and like sets it down, and he stands like next to it, like if this was the chair, you know, he stands here and is like finishing a song, and as he's singing, he like looks at her and kind of gives her this like,
put the chair underneath
like behind me kind of motion, and she's just like, oh, I'm so sorry, and she like puts it behind him, and he's just like, oh, and like kicks out his thing and just like sits down, and he's just like, let's see what happens or whatever, and just like sits there, and then the rest of the show just like immediately picks up, and it's one of those things where you're like so focused on this, you didn't notice like all this shit that they were doing.
Yeah, all the extras gearing up for the next thing, and the
whole moving stage thing was just, it was so well used. It's that perfect example of, and I will bitch about this in our Wonder Woman review. It's that perfect example of you have a fancy thing and you're not just gonna I'm not just gonna use it all the time. Like, look at these people walking on a rotating thing. Nah, it's like they used it enough, but it wasn't too much. You know what I mean? Like it was really, really good amount of use.
And the extras were amazing.
Oh,
the level of physicality that the extras had to do was astounding to me.
Yeah. Oh, I'd way rather be just a normal actor
and held them in the air for a while, and then they'd put them down, and then they're dancing and they're jumping and they're graceful the whole time, and you know they're wearing
all the monologues
corsets?
were outside of time. All of the monologues were like frozen in time, like soliloquy style. But in that kind of like art and physicality and stuff, it was this thing where like everybody's like doing this motion, and then like all of a sudden he's just like, you know,
and then they all go into slow-mo.
he's like but, and it's like the lights shift, and immediately everybody's like, pew! And then, this guy has like a bench, like a big wooden bench, and he's holding it like this, and he's like arched all crazy on one leg, and he holds it there for like 2 minutes while this motherfucker waxes on poetically.
In particular, that happened during the song Hurricane, and all the extras
crazy.
came out, and there's all these, there's chairs and there's tables and there's all kinds of props and stuff, and they all come out, and there's some of them are lifting each other like up into the air, some of them are just posing, but some of them have stuff and they're just holding it. They go into Hurricane, and just the whole time they're going so slow, moving this thing back down, and then they do something else with it, and then it comes back. It was super cool. And a lot of the extras filled in different spots in the show as well. I do like how Hamilton reuses certain actors.
So all right. So before we get into the secret swag bag, that's a hard thing to say. What was your favorite song acted out? Like what song was drastically improved by the stage? So it's like it's already great music, but it's like the stage kind of like kicked it up a notch. Gave it the juice.
I feel that. So there was. I'm going to separate this into two categories. I'm going to say the best use of the stage and the extras and everything, and then also the most emotional thing, because I found that the emotions that Hamilton evoked were really raw. It took me on an entire gamut of emotions. So the one that I think used the stage the best and all of the materials within it was In the Room Where It Happens. It starts with Alexander and Madison and Jefferson all at the table, and they're doing the thing, and the extras come out and they're doing stuff, and he's singing and he's dancing, and the stage is moving, and meanwhile they're moving the props further and further backwards so they can bring the thing onto Bert. It was so intricate and so well timed that it was astonishing how much better it made that song. And that was a song that I liked before, but not as much as that. The song for me that was the most emotional, that's tough. I actually cried twice during it, and it was so hard to keep it together in a couple of spots. Burn was a very emotional song, and I knew that was going to be. Dear Theodosia was a very, very heart-wrenching kind of song.
The guy who played Burn in San Francisco, and God bless you, man, I don't know your name, actually. I'm gonna look this guy's name up because he deserves.
Well, he's doing
homage.
that. The song that made me like the most emotional was
Alexander.
Was
what an idiot.
Was the one like sort of the segue between when their son Philip dies and they're walking in the park together. It was so forlorn and so sad that I could not keep it together, and by that I mean like a single tear rolled down my cheek, like literally. And then
crying
also,
like a little baby.
I was not, but there were people around us that were.
Like this.
And the end song,
super weird,
where everybody's talking about the aftermath and telling the stories, who lives, who dies, who tells your story. And Eliza starts talking about the public orphanage, and I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I've been on a roller coaster of emotions this whole time.
Yeah. All right, so Aaron Burr was played by Joshua Henry, and Theodosia was a perfect storm of emotional strength. Like his ability to perform that was absolutely fantastic. I feel like the what's the song? Rewind.
Yeah.
All right, so Rewind is a good song to begin with, but stage performance wise, it was fantastic because what they did was they she starts singing. It's during the toast at Hamilton's wedding, and then it does the like
the rewind
backwards skip thing and starts rewinding. And as opposed to just resetting the stage or something like that, they literally run backwards real quick, like
acting through everything that they did
through the last 3 songs, right? And then that's over, and she starts singing, and as she's moving around the stage, interacting with these like motifs of previous instances in time. I mean, like. It would have been impressive to see performed in a movie where you can use cinematography and editing and stuff to induce this, and they did it live in front of you, where like she's singing a thing about this and she's interacting in and out as she moves in and out of interacting with that past moment and being the present moment that's reflecting like in a soliloquy, and then you know, all of a sudden everything kind of like leapfrogs forward and everybody sort of real quickly moves through the actions. Oh, I'm gonna shake the hand and I'm gonna pat you on the back. We're gonna give each other a hug real quick. Everybody moves around and then all of a sudden it's the mid part of the next song and she's interacting and bouncing in and out of interacting with that. It was one of those performance things where like every time I think of it, I notice just in my mind, like forget even like rewatching it, but like just every time I think about the scene and I try to describe it, I notice or become aware of more and more like of those little details that they threw in there that were just insane, man. Like what the heck?
Yeah.
You know, like it was really good. No, I mean the whole thing was absolutely fantastic. You know, if you have the opportunity, see it. Hell, if I have the opportunity, I'll see it again.
Yeah. Also,
you know?
shout out to George Washington. Not only was he fantastic and delivered a great performance with a booming voice and a commanding presence, but apparently he's a local guy from San Jose, and he's kind of like stupid hot.
Yeah.
So, look at his face.
Look at his face.
I might leave this guy for George Washington.
She's not going to do that. Don't worry.
I mean, but like I'll think about it.
She'll think about it.
Yeah.
That's all right. You're going to think about it later, too. You're welcome. What's his name? Hold on. What's his name? Is Ryan Vasquez. Wow, I got real white there for a second.
Vasquez?
Sorry. It's Vasquez. Anywho, all right, let's move on to swag because we've been ranting.
We got a bunch of swag, too, because how could you go and not get swag?
So first up is this beautiful bag.
Which is like one of those reusable...
She didn't take the hit. That's all right. Don't worry about it, guys. If you got that reference, comment below and tell her that she's an idiot or something. All right, so I got a hat. It's a Burr hat because Aaron Burr was amazing.
And this was before we saw the performance.
Before we watched it.
We actually ended up getting swag before because we went upstairs to the balcony and there was zero line for the balcony for the swag.
Balcony swag, yeah.
Yeah.
I can do it. I've never put those on like that before in the back. All right, so then you got that.
So I got a hoodie. I've been coveting one of these hoodies for so long. I'm actually not a big pullover hoodie fan, but I needed to have this right here on my body. It feels incredibly soft, and I don't know that it's really worth what I paid for it, but like the experience is worth what I paid for it.
Yeah. All right.
I'm pretty happy to start wearing this.
And then you got that also?
I also got a shirt because I had to get a shirt also, and I got this one because red is my favorite color. I really liked that red Scrappy and Hungry shirt, but it just wasn't what I wanted. I wanted something a little more low-key on the text. It's a lot of words on that shirt. They're all real big. Can't handle it.
And then the other thing we got was... so I also had to get a sweater, but...
Oh, yours is embroidered. There's embroidery on the on the arm.
Yeah, we got a little sleeve action, and I got the low key up there.
Mine doesn't have embroidery.
Because I like the gray sweater. Philip DeFranco, I think, has one of these and wears it every once in a while. And
every time I see Philip DeFranco's sweater, and I hope you're watching this, Philly D, I not only like adore you even more, but I also want to murder you and take your shirt or your jacket. I mean, maybe not really murder, right? But like, I really want
wound like a little.
I mean, mug you.
Oh, mug, yeah.
Get you drunk and take your sweater off and then do nothing else.
That sounds creepy as heck, man.
Let's stop.
I mean,
this.
I guess
maybe don't watch this Philip DeFranco, please.
Yeah. But no, yeah. It was absolutely fantastic. We both loved it. I mean, I spent like the last 2 days just talking to people at work about it. Like, this is what I did. Be jealous.
We also got a last item of swag, and this isn't like a reveal or anything because it's just preemptive, but we saw this baby onesie, and we were like, oh my god, we're going to have a baby someday, and we want them to have this onesie, and the lady was like, all right, what size do you want? 0 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 18, and we looked at her like,
yeah,
we don't actually have a baby right now, so... just the middle one, I guess.
When are you gonna have the opportunity to buy something like that again? Kind of a situation.
Exactly.
But,
so we're gonna hang on to this until it's needed.
Yeah. And then when it's not needed anymore, the kid's still gonna wear it.
But like a beanie, because I'll sew it into a beanie, because that would fit a head.
All right, guys. So we obviously had to take a break. I had to pee. The camera stopped, wanted to not let me talk any longer, which is probably pretty reasonable. But yeah, either way. So you've heard our review. We've ranted on for long enough.
So so tell us. Have you seen Hamilton? Where'd you see it?
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Have you
Who's
listened to
your favorites?
Have you listened to the music?
What's your favorite song?
Yeah.
Come on, who's on the King George song train with me?
Yeah, don't believe her lies. But
it's the best song.
Yeah. Either way. So I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. You've been on Nerd Jive. Let's call this Hamilton review. We'll see if I can remember that later. Either way, stay nerdy, guys.